Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today we will start this lesson. Amalul Marra, work of woman, job of woman, or woman's work. فكر في الإجابة عن الأسئلة التالية. Think about the answers to the following question. ما المراد بعمل المرأة? What is meant by the work of woman? What is meant by woman's work? ما العمل المناسب للمرأة في رأيك? What is the appropriate work for the woman in your opinion? ما رأيك؟ هل تعمل المرأة؟ لماذا؟ ما رأيك? What is your opinion? هل تعمل المرأة؟ Shall the woman work? لماذا? Why? ما وظيفة المرأة الأساسية في رأيك? What is the basic أساسية basic وظيفة duty job of woman in your opinion? What is the basic duty of woman in your opinion? هل راتب المرأة يساعد الأسرة? Does the salary of the woman helps the family? Miss Noor, read this.
Amalul umrati
Marati.
mar'ati tahya'ati fakir fil ijabiti anil
As'ilatit
as'ilatit liyati
taliyati.
taliyati ma
Mal
mal muradu bi amalil mar'ati what is meant by work, woman's work? Ma amalul
mal amalu
mal amalu munasibul lil mar'ati fi ra'yika. What is the appropriate work for a woman in your opinion? Ma ra'yuka hal ta'malul mar'ati limadha? In your opinion, shall a woman should work? Why? Ma wazifatul mar'ati asasiyatu fi ra'yuka. What is the basic duty of a woman in your opinion? Hal ratibul mar'ati yusaidul usrata? Does the salary of a woman help the family?
هل تعمل المرأة خارج بيتها أم لا تعمل? Shall the woman work out of her home or shall she not work? يختلف الناس في الإجابة عن هذا السؤال إلى ثلاث فرق. يختلف differ الناس the people differ في الإجابة in the answer an about or unto هذا السؤال this question إلى to ثلاث فرق three groups, three teams. فريق يقول a group of people says نعم yes يجب أن تعمل المرأة خارج بيتها. A group of people says yes, the woman should work out of her home مثل الرجل like the man. Shall a woman work out of home or shall she does not work? The people differ in answer to this question into three groups. A group says yes, the woman should work out of her home like the men. وفريق آخر يقول and another group says لا يصح أن تعمل المرأة خارج بيتها. لا يصح, it is not correct, it is not good. And that المرأة, the woman, تعمل work, kharija, out of, baitiya, her home. And another group of people says it is not correct that the woman work out of her home. وفريق ثالث يقول, and the third group says تعمل المرأة, the woman can work, kharija baitiha, out of her home, ولكن بشرط, but with a condition. The third group of people say that the woman can work out of her home, but with a condition. Miss Khatija. Miss Khatija.
No. Okay.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum
Walaikum
assalam.
salam.
Shall I read this paragraph again or?
Where were you? Third. Oh, you're on the third group.
Okay. وفريق ثالث يقول, and the third group says تعمل المرأة خارج بيتها, the woman can work out of her home, ولكن بشرط, but with the condition. Okay, Khatija, read this.
Okay. هل تعمل هل تعمل المرأة خارج بيتها? Should the woman work out of her home? لا تعمل, or not work. يختلف الناس في إخبارتي عن هذا السؤال. The people differ in their opinions about this question. إلى ثلاثة فريق. There are three groups. فريق يقول, one group calls, نعم يجب أن تعمل المرأة خارج بيتها. Yes, the woman should work out of her home. Like مثل الرجل, like a man, like the man. وفريق آخر يقول لا يصح أن تعمل المرأة خارج بيتها. Another group just said, the group other says it is not correct for the woman to work out of her home. Where فريق ثلاثة يقول, and the third group says تعمل المرأة خارج بيتها. The woman can work out of her home, ولكن بشرط, but with conditions. يعلم فريق أول
That's enough.
Okay.
يقول الفريق الأول, the first group says إن المرأة نصف المجتمع, the woman is half of the society. Wala, and not, yasihu, it is correct. on that Tajlisa she sit fi baitiha at her home, taksilu washing, al malabisa the clothes, watuiddu ta'am and preparing the food, وتنظف البيت and cleaning the house, وتربي الأولاد and rearing the children, وهي عندهم جزء من الاقتصاد and she has وهي عندهم and she has جزء apart من الاقتصاد in the economy. تعمل she should work, وتأخذ she should take, أجرا the reward, the pay, Amaliha of her work. The group says that indeed the woman is half of the society and it is not correct that she sit at her home washing the clothes and preparing the food and cleaning the house and rearing the children. But she has a part in the economy. She should work and she should take the pay for her work. Noor,
يقول الفريق الأول إن المرأة نصف المجتمع ولا يصح أن تجلس في بيتها. The first group of people said, indeed, women are half of the society, and it's not correct that she just sit in her house. تغسل الملابس وتعيد الطعام وتنظف البيت وتزبي الأولاد وتربي الأولاد وهي عندهم جزء من الاقتصاد تعمل وتأخذ أجر عملها. Cleaning, washing the clothes, preparing the food, cleaning the house. What is وتربي وأولاد?
وتربي الأولاد and rearing.
Rearing the
Children.
Rearing the children, and she is have part in the society,
In the economy.
In the economy, she have to work and take her salary.
ويرى الفريق الثاني and the second group says the things أن that وظيفة المرأة الأساسية the basic duty of the woman تكون is في البيت at home. The second group thinks that the basic duty of the woman is at the home, حيث where تديره she runs it, وتربي الأولاد and she rears her children. ويرى هذا الفريق and this group thinks أن الراتب الذي تأخذه المرأة من عملها تعطيه للخادمة التي تفسد الأولاد ولا تصلحهم. And this group thinks that the salary which the woman takes it from her work, she gives it to the maid servant who spoils the children and she does not correct them. And this group thinks that the salary the woman takes for her work, she gives it to the maidservant who spoils the children and does not correct them. ويقول هذا الفريق, and this group says إن خروج المرأة من البيت يؤدي إلى تفكك الأسرة وضياع الأولاد. Indeed, the going out of women from the house يؤدي leads إلى to تفكك الأسرة, disintegration of the family, وضياع الأولاد, and wastage of the children. Khadija?
Yeah, okay. ويرى فريق ثاني أن
Your sound is too low.
oh, try again. ويرى فريق ثاني أن وظيفة المرأة الأساسية تكون في البيت. Another no.
And the second group thinks.
And the second group thinks that the duty of the woman is in the house. حيث تديره وتربي أولادها. حيث, what does حيث mean?
حيث
where she works in the house and rears the children. ويرى هذا فريق, and the opinion of this group, that راتب الذي تأخذ المرأة من عملها, and the wage that the woman takes from her work, تعطيه للخديمة, she gives to a maid servant, who the one who تسفد أولاده. تسفد, is that spoils?
Yes.
Who spoils her children. ويرى هذا فريق, an opinion of this group, I've done that one. ولا تصلحها ويقول هذا فريق. What does that mean?
ولا تصلحهم, and she does not correct their mistakes.
Oh yeah, and she does not correct their mistakes. And says this group, indeed, خرج المرأة من البيت, indeed, the woman leaving the house, يودي إلى
تفكك الأسرة.
With تفكك الأسرة, the woman leaving the house leads to the disintegration of the family. وضياع الأولاد. What does this last word mean?
And wastage of children.
And wastage of children.
أما الفريق الثالث, as far as the third group says, فيرى, so it thinks, أن that العمل, the job, the work, حق للمرأة, right of the woman. As far as the third group, so it thinks that the doing work is the right of woman. فتعمل عملها الأساسي في بيتها ولها أن تعمل خارج بيتها. So her basic duty, her basic work is at her home, but she has a duty out of her home as well, or she can work out of her home as well. بشرط أن تعمل في المجلات التي تناسبها وتحفظ أخلاقها بشرط with the condition on that she work في المجلات in the fields التي which are تناسبها appropriate to her وتحفظ and they protect أخلاقها her ethics her morals وتبعد عن مخالطة الرجال and those fields should keep her away from mixing with the men كالعمل في المجال الطبي like the working in the medical field فتعمل طبيبة so she can work as a doctor أو ممرضة or as a nurse. But I think in non-Muslim countries this thing is not possible. Everywhere there
No,
are
no.
men. Yes.
Yeah, they're everywhere,
Mm.
like ants.
And I was shocked to hear that even in the maternity hospital there are male doctors. They have nothing to do with it, but still,
Yeah.
what does Muslim do when they want to go to the maternity hospital?
You have to try and say first that you only want a female doctor.
Okay.
But if it came into an emergency, what would you do? You'd have no choice, would you?
Yes, in emergency, no choice. But in emergency, male can treat the female. It is allowed, but normally
Yeah.
it is not.
No, you request a female doctor. They make you wait normally and all that sort of thing. But yeah.
How fil majal. That's why I usually prefer to live in Islamic countries. Although there are more opportunities, like if anyone, for example, go to Europe or America, there are more job opportunities. But still, Islamically, I think the life in Islamic countries is better overall.
Yeah, you pay a price going to non-Muslim countries.
So those are good for worldly life, but not good for religious life. Okay.
Yeah. So we need people come here too. They bring
Yes.
Islam.
Yes.
It's a mixed bag, isn't it?
But when they permanently go there, they also become like that. Many. For in American, the numbers of people embracing Islam is equal to number of those who are living Islam as well. So
Yeah,
that,
mashallah.
أو في المجال التعليمي or in education fields فتعمل معلمة so she can work as a teacher أو مربية or as a nursemaid or as a nanny أو غير ذلك or other than that في مجتمع النساء in the women fields, women societies. Okay, I think who's now? I think no turn, maybe. Read anyone. Whose turn is now?
No.
Okay.
الفريق الثالث فترى أن العمل حق للمرأة فتعمل عملها الأساسية في بيتها ولها أن تعمل خارج بيتها. As for the third group thinks that the women have the right to work but the basic job is in her house and she also
can work
outside her house بشرط أن تعمل في المجال في مجلة التي تناسبها, in a condition that she will work in the field which is appropriate for her. وتحفظ أخلاقها, and protect her morals. وتبعد عن مخالطة الرجال, and keep her away that mix with the men. كالعمل في الجال الطبي, فتعمل طبيبة أو مريضة in the field of medicine, so she can work as a doctor or a nurse. أو في المجال تعليمي, فتعمل معلمة أو مربية, or in the field of education, so she can work as a teacher or a, what is this, a nanny?
Nanny, the lady which is in schools.
Yeah, or a nanny. أو غير ذلك في مجتمعا نسائيا, or
in the women
train,
fields, women societies.
or in the women societies that, what,
or other than that, in the women fields, women societies.
okay, or in, other than that, in the women field society.
Do you have any option of female doctors in your country? No.
Yeah, have, but whenever we like me, I give birth, I should tell the hospital that I want to request.
Okay.
But sometimes the nurses also are not female.
I know, that's awful. Same here.
Even though I request already, but suddenly like the last birth that I have, I was so shocked because suddenly the male nurse came.
It's awful, isn't it?
Why not?
They make it difficult for you, don't they?
What?
No, why not you move to Islamic country? Basically, your husband is also in a foreign country, so I think it will be same for you.
We are also planning, but my husband have this issue in her country, like he was tagged as an extremist.
Oh no.
His passport was being held by the government because the last time he studied in Yemen, then they said that the school was like all terrorists, and because of that, it's been 10 years that he cannot travel.
Oh no.
And what about you? Can you travel freely?
Yeah, me, I can travel freely, but every time I go to Singapore before, they always have to check everything, like who's my contact, all, like no privacy.
Is it a lot of Muslims in Singapore?
Yes, I have. But because in Singapore, they divide it. They have this place that all Christian, and this place also all Muslim. This place all Buddhist.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but try to move because your daughters are also now growing. So
yeah, that's why that we really want to move to Saudi Arabia, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Saudi, there's so many. I told you, didn't I? Filipino people working in Saudi. They're very popular.
Yes.
Yeah.
But in Saudi, usually I think they don't allow us. They allow anyone to stay unless they have a job in Saudi Arabia.
I got a sponsorship for Saudi.
I think now they allow if you're going to pay like for residency. They have 1 year, and They have 1 year and also the lifetime. Then you can also buy your own house. But this one, like it's depends on the approval of the government. But they only choose certain countries. But unfortunately, Philippines is not one of them.
Oh,
Okay. So do you have any other alternatives to Saudi Arabia in your mind?
I don't know because I only want to because I want to die in Medina.
Yes.
me too.
I want to go.
That'll make it easy for us, like
Yeah,
get
for
into
now,
Medina.
Yeah.
for
Mecca.
now
Mm.
it's my it's my priority to really move there because it's the only place that the Dajjal cannot go right, cannot enter the two
Yeah.
places.
No, it's a good place.
Yes, it is a good place. May Allah make it easy for you to get there.
I mean,
Inshallah.
I lived there for 6 months. Alhamdulillah.
MashaAllah.
Inshallah.
Then why you left it?
I got a sponsorship. It was as they said, I was family. I wasn't really family, but they got me a sponsorship. And it was at the time just as all the new rules came in.
Mm.
So it was renewed once, and then the new rules came in, so I had to leave because they made it difficult for a few months, and then they changed it back again. But then, yeah, it was a family from Mecca.
Mm.
That was really, alhamdulillah.
I don't like their new king, Faisal. He's just a
Yes.
ridiculous man.
Yeah. I suppose the problem with Saudi, the population is, I think, something like 80% are young. It's really high.
Mm.
And they're all on the social media.
Mm.
So they all want, it's a difficult situation, really.
Mm. Okay. So this you will do this according to the lesson. This question answer. You will also answer this question according to the lesson. Then you will join two words together and you will make the sentence. So what is the appropriate word for yaksilu? Anyone?
Malabisa.
Yaksilul
Yeah.
malabis. Okay. Sentence.
Ahmad yaksilul malabisa.
Yaksilul malabis. Okay. Next.
What does Yudiru mean?
Yudiru mean running, managing.
Okay.
Tudirul manzila.
Yeah,
Yes.
Tudiru manzila.
Sentence.
Imra tudiru manzila.
Al mar'atu tudirul manzila. Okay.
Yeah. Mukhalatu. Does that mean to mix?
Yes, mixing. Mukhalatatul rijal.
Malatur
Mixing with
rijal.
them. Hmm.
That's a noun, isn't it? That one. Mixed noun.
Yes.
You Rabbi raise the children.
So what is the
Rabbi
sentence when
awlad.
mukhalatatul rijal?
لا محالة النساء مع الرجال.
What is the meaning of this sentence?
The woman should not mix with the men.
La yasihu mukhalatatu rijali man nisa'i. Okay. La
You're so good.
yasihu mukhalatatu rijali man nisa'i.
Okay.
التدريب الثاني صل بين الكلمتين المتضادتين. One thing Khadija, I noticed in England, especially in Pakistanis and Indians, Muslims. For example, when when their time for marriage come, they instead of marrying someone there, they come back to Pakistan or India and they marry a Pakistani girl, or the Indian go to India, Indian Muslim I am talking about, and they marry an
Yeah.
Indian Muslim girl. When we ask them why they do so, they say that the women living in Muslim women living in England are not appropriate for us, and it includes the local British Muslim women, Pakistani British women, Indian British women who are permanently living in England. They say that it is difficult to live with them. They don't listen, and they also raise question about their characters. What do you think about this?
I think a lot of them, the parents from the day they were born, they've arranged with some cousin in back home sort of thing to marry them. I know quite a few who married some British Pakistani and British converts.
Mm.
The ones who marry British converts, their parents have problems with their family sometimes, their own family. They don't like it because they wanted them to marry some cousin back home or something. But yeah, I suppose somebody from back home, so to speak, is more obedient,
Maybe.
or they see it that way. Yeah.
But I was wondering what happened to those Muslims, for example, Pakistani Muslim girls who are permanently living in England, and Indian Muslim girls to whom they get married, because most of the Pakistanis and Indians usually don't prefer to get married there. They come back for marriage. So what happened to them?
Well, where I live, there's lots of Asian Muslims around. It's an Asian Muslim area mostly.
Mm.
And they're generally married, or sometimes they go back home, find somebody for their daughter, or sometimes so like the third generation, they seem to marry among each other.
Okay, and for example, Pakistanis and Indian Muslims, those are permanently living in India, in England. Do you think they um, practice Islam completely, or just they have Muslim name and nothing practical about Islam?
There's some like that, and there's some who are brought up all the time, they practice all the time. There's some that who go astray and then they come back to Islam, and when they come back to Islam, they practice it well.
Most of the Pakistanis and Indians that I came across who are permanently living in England, I feel that they just have Muslim names in them. Majority I am talking about. Nothing practical
There
about
are, yeah. There's a section who got Muslim names, and you can tell that it's just like a Christian have a Christian name or something like that. And there's those who practice, but perhaps they're a bit weak, but they still, they've got weak man. It's very mixed, really. It's very hard.